friends, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be making matcha dalgona, which is inspired by the dalgona or fluffy coffee trend that is all over the internet right now. I was sort of on a mission the other day to figure out how to make this the actual texture of dalgona, which if you've made it before, it's like fluffy, but it's also almost like stretchy and like really sticky. And so all the recipes I've seen online have either been making a matcha meringue using egg whites or aquafaba, or have been using whipped cream and essentially making matcha whipped cream. And neither of those are the texture I was wanting. So I went through about a million different things and I finally came up with a way that I feel like works really well. So we're gonna start off with 2 egg yolks in a bowl. I just have my bowl in the refrigerator, that's why it's a little bit foggy, but 2 egg yolks. And then into the egg yolks, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of sugar. And right when you add this in, you wanna start whisking it immediately. This is what your mixture will look like. It's gonna be pretty dark yellow and pretty liquidy, and we want to whip this up to be a really pale yellow and super fluffy. Okay, so about halfway through mixing it, it's gonna become this texture. It's gonna start to get kind of that stretchy look, and this is when we're gonna add our matcha. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of matcha into our mixture. So I'm just using the Matcha Love Culinary Matcha. I just got it off of Amazon. So we're adding 1 tablespoon of matcha. And we're just gonna continue to whisk. You can also use a hand whisk for this, but it just is faster with an electric whisk, so that's why I'm using it. Once you add the matcha, you'll see that it's gonna thicken up quite a bit, and then we're gonna add just a little bit of water. I'm just using it out of this kettle. It's not hot or anything, but just a little dab of water, and then continue to whisk. Okay, so now that everything is combined, we have a pretty liquidy but still sort of fluffy mixture, and we're gonna put this over a double boiler to cook the egg yolks. So I just have a pot filled about a 1/4 way with water, and then I'm putting the matcha mixture on top, and we're just gonna continue to whisk until this starts to firm up, and it will get pretty firm when the egg yolks are cooked. Okay, so now our mixture is super thick and it's warm enough. As you can see, it just like drizzles off of that in thick clumps. So we're gonna remove it from the heat and just whisk it until a lot of that heat comes out. after it's removed from the heat and you whisk it for a bit, just add a tiny bit more water just so will mix into your drink a little bit better. You don't have to do that step, but it does help with the overall drink. Okay, so your matcha should be pretty fluffy and sticky and run off of your whisk in a similar fashion to mine is. Also, when you whisk it, it should leave marks in it, which I'll show when I cut to the whisking part, but yeah, so this is what your matcha should look like. And now we're going to assemble our drink. Okay, so I just have this wine glass. Any cup will work, but I feel like it looks especially pretty in a wine glass, filled about a quarter way up with ice. And then I'm gonna take my Oatly oat milk and fill it about halfway. And then using a spoon, we're just gonna top off that drink. And there you have a perfect matcha cloud on top of your milk. You can also serve this hot. I just don't really like hot matcha. Then you can just give it a little stir, get your matcha in there. That is so good. This is kind of my go-to if I'm not into coffee, like just in general matcha. Like if I'm not in the mood for coffee, I'm a big fan of matcha, especially, you know, sweetened matcha like this. And yeah, so that is how you make matcha dalgona. That has that similar texture to what happens when you use the instant coffee and sugar. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you decide to make this, as always, tag me on Instagram and I will repost it. And yeah, I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye.